So far, we're not being too controversial with this joint. We can start now becoming a little more so. And this joint has enjoyed a renaissance, as it were, in the amount of dysfunctions that exist here. I would strongly suggest to you that you do not examine this joint until you have cleared the lumbar spine as much as you are able. And this comes from experience. I've done it both ways. I've examined and treated the pelvis first and then gone to the lumbar spine, and I've done the reverse, lumbar spine to the pelvis. And my experience is that if you examine the pelvis first, you will do nothing but treat pelvises all day long. If you treat the lumbar spine first, you will find that the number of pelvises, sacroiliac joints in particular, that you have to treat will drop off by about 90%. They just fall away. Because a lot of these, in my opinion, are induced from lumbar dysfunctions rather than the other way around. Okay, having said that though, let's assume that we have cleared the lumbar spine and we're going to look at the SI joints. Well, one way to do it is position testing, which is fine and it's useful in muscle energy. Unfortunately, if we are testing for position, we don't know what to compare it to. Can you just lie on your back for a second, Beverly? As an example, if I come in and palpate the ASISs looking for whether it is anteriorly or posteriorly rotated, I'll compare the ASIS heights and say that this right one is further caudal than the left one, which would lead me to suggest that we have an anterior rotation on this left side or a posterior rotation on the right side. If we can establish which side it is, and we can, and we say that it's a right problem, then to make the diagnosis that this is anteriorly rotated on the right is problematical because I do not know the starting position of this innomina. This innomina is rotated anteriorly compared to the left one, but is it rotated anteriorly enough, or is it rotated too much, or is it sitting exactly where it should be? The problem is that the pelvis does not start in a symmetrical posture. And as such, because you don't know their starting positions, these positional tests become very problematical. So I tend not to use them too much myself. And I'm going to base the diagnosis of the sacroiliac joint problem on active movements using the kinetic tests and then passive mobility testing looking for a normal end feel to the movement.